Hello everyone, and thanks for stopping by to Scrap and Craft with Terry. Today we're going to do another belly band project, and we're going to make belly bands with pockets in them. And I'm going to make one belly band to fit on my page going this way, and then I'm going to make another belly band to fit on the page going crossways. So we're going to go ahead and get started. If you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. Now this is the paper that I used. It's just a printable, and I printed two of them because I wanted the belly bands to match. So I wanted to use like this leafy design, and I wanted to use this leafy design. So we're going to start out with the long belly band first. So it's going to go on the page like this. And I made this one, let me see, 2.5 inches by the length of the paper, 8.5 inches. So I wanted it to fit. Now if you want to, now I'm not sure, I might have to back this out just a little bit. Yeah, so you can see the whole thing. If you want to, you can round your corners. I left mine just square. So this is what I'm going to do. This part here comes from the bottom. So I just cut this out, and I'm going to have a little tuck spot on the bottom. Just have to make for sure that this is sitting right so you can see what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm going to have this on the bottom, and then this part here came from the top, and I'm going to have this up here, and it's going to be a corner tuck. I'm going to have a corner tuck at the top and a corner tuck at the bottom, and then I have a couple spacer marks down here. I'm going to have one envelope here, one pocket here, and then I'm going to have another pocket down here. And this bottom pocket is going to be up just a little tiny bit from this bottom tuck. So this gives me room between here and here for my, my little tags. Okay, so they don't kind of just run into each other. So I'm going to go ahead and start by gluing my top tuck. Well, this is not going to be a long video, but hopefully you like it. This is the one I was talking about when I made the other belly band and said I wanted to do one with pockets in. I might have to trim this off just a little bit. Let me get it all the way up to the top where it belongs. Well, I think I should have started at the top. There. Okay. And then we'll just turn it over and trim this little bit off. I like the color in these papers. And I can't remember, I think I said I inked around all of this stuff, but on the outside edges, just to blend them, I might have to just re-ink a little tiny bit. Now I'm going to go ahead and do this bottom tuck before I do the pockets. And I'm just using my art glitter glue. This way. I have to make sure which way I cut it to fit. Okay. This is another one of them cases where I was saying you could use your designs in your paper to do different things. In this case, I made tucks. I thought them were pretty. Now this part here was just like the border around here. So it was just cut off. So I left that on there. Okay, so I'm going to have to move my little, I'm going to have to move my little lines up just a little bit. Just want to make for sure that this is up, and then I'll have to trim my pockets a little bit. And then I just want to make for sure that my tags aren't going to run into each other. So I can go up with this a little bit. When something is not glued down, sometimes it's just kind of hard to figure out where you might want to have that. So sometimes you just have to make adjustments. So I'll put that one there, and I'll put that one there. Okay. Take that out of there for a minute, and I'm only going to do my 3 sides. Now, if you want to cut a thumb notch in your pocket, you can. I'm going to put lace on top of them. Don't want to squeeze it too hard because then it'll just run right out of there. There. Once you stop the clog, then it runs right out. Now let's try this again. Hopefully I don't get too much glue going here. Okay, so we'll put this bottom one down first. That's not the one I want to put there. I want to put this one there. So I want to put this up here first. See, I'm already confusing myself. Because that one was cut just a little tiny bit narrower, so my bottom pocket will cover that. Because sometimes once you cut your scraps off, you know, you can't add the piece back on. Oops. And then this one was just a little tiny bit wider. So okay. There we go. So we don't see on the bottom where them didn't come clear to the edge. That sure isn't very straight cut, let me tell you. I was going to do my video earlier and our power went out. So it was off for a little while, so I couldn't do my video. Okay, so we have the pocket here and the pocket here. Now I'm going to put a little lace across here, and I'm going to do my Fabri-Tac for that. We'll get that running back down in the nozzle of the bottle. And then I also think that I want to put it up here at the top. And I thought about down here, and I don't think that'll hinder my pocket, because the tags are going to go into the pocket, not clear out here. So I think it'll look pretty with the lace on it. And it'll just kind of give it something anyway. Whether it's a right something or a wrong something. How's that? Now, if my glue cooperates, we'll be able to do this. I used quite a bit of this the other day, so I'm going to have to fill my bottle again. Okay. I'll put it over the edge some and trim it off. And I just wanted to use a narrow lace on here. I didn't want anything too big. So how's everyone doing today? Sun's shining outside, and that's a good thing. Didn't amount to anything, but last night we actually did have a few snowflakes. Never can tell what you're going to get in the spring. Okay. And I want to put some up here. I think that'll look good with the lace up there. And then one more down here on the bottom, and I'm going to put the glue for it kind of down low, and I think it'll be just fine. I can't hang it down below the paper because I don't want it. I don't know. Maybe you do. I wouldn't want it hanging out at the bottom of my journal or whatever I would put it in. So before it gets too set, we'll see. Yeah, that'll be just fine. That'll work good. Okay. So I put my eraser on top of my glue bottle, you know, so it wouldn't go all over the place. I have a cap eraser and I had it on top of my glue. How much sense does that make? Good sense, I guess. So I just have these little cards, and they're like the little cigarette cards. I have them cut like the same size so they fit together. I have a tulip and a pansy. So then we'll fit in there. And then here we have a hollyhock and a crocus. I love pretty flowers. And I just thought they would be cute in here. I should put something across here for a decoration. I have forget-me-nots and lily of the valley. And a rose and a lily. So these little cards, you can journal on them. You have fancy cards in your belly band. And that would look cute on there. That would look cute on any page. And then you can just stick, you would glue it up top and at the bottom. And then you would just stick whatever under here. And I have to find something to put on there because I don't want to leave that plain. But we'll go on right now with our next one. So that's our first one. What do you think? Now this one is going to go sideways across the paper. And I cut it to fit the paper. So this one is the 2.5 inches wide, and it's 5.5 inches wide. And all this is a piece of printer paper folded in half. So at this end, it's going to be a little different because this is so small. So we're not going to have pockets per se. We're just going to have our little tucks with our little cards. But because this is kind of plain in here, this little piece, I got it upside down. This little piece here was, let me see if I can find it, right here on this paper. And I wanted something in the center. So I just kind of cut that out. And before I put my pockets on, I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. Maybe I can cut something out of the paper for the pocket on the other one. I just wanted them to kind of match. Sometimes you like a matching set of something. So I made marks on here so I could kind of just remember how I had it laid out. And I figured it would just kind of blend in a little bit with the paper. I barely inked around it, just to highlight it a little bit, which I think was okay. And then I'm just going to trim this off. So that's cute. So now we can put this back on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue it down. I think that looks good. And then we're going to glue the top one. So in midstream I changed glues, and well, you know, sometimes I manage to do that. Just glue that down. I'll just trim a little off of here. Same way again on this one. If you wanted your corners rounded, you could round your corners. Okay. Now, even though it would cover this flower in here up, kind of want my lace on here also. Let's go ahead and put it across the bottom. Now I probably could try to lift that up, and I could put it on top of the lace, but I don't know if that would look right. Let's see. Let's put this across there and see. I think I'll do that. I'll just glue that back down to my lace, and I think it'll look okay. So go ahead and put that across there. And maybe on this little thing the lace is overkill, I don't know. But I didn't want it to look too plain. Yeah, so that'll just be a design in the center of the lace. Am I showing it to you right? Yes. So I think that'll be okay. I'm happy with that now. Okay, and now we have gladiolas and a single dahlia. And them can go in there. And because our lace is there, we'll just have them off to the side a little bit. We can have them like that, doesn't matter. Then we have a sunflower and a carnation. And then we have our top tucks. Maybe we should have our flowers down in our sunflower. Maybe I shouldn't have put that. Maybe I shouldn't have put that lace across there. I don't know. But even if the lace wasn't on there, we probably wouldn't see our flowers over here. But you can have them any way you want. You can have them sticking out sideways. me know what you think about the lace. Maybe I should have just put it on the ends. Let's see if it'll come off. Tore my flower right off. Let's take this off. I think I'll put it on the ends. So I'll glue my leaf back on. Called it a flower, but it's a leaf. So this was an experiment. We'll call it an experiment. Okay, my glue doesn't want to run out now. So I'll just put it on with that. There we go. Now, I'm still thinking that with these flowers, you're still not going to see the flower unless you put them in upside down. And I wouldn't have a problem putting them in upside down, but that's just me. So let me try to take off this glue and I'll be right back. Okay, so just to save a little time, I got the glue off and I just put these on the end, and these can go in here, and this, I would still say I would put one of them upside down just to show that they're a flower. And I think it's all right. Maybe I'll put both of them upside down. What do you think? Well, we don't know. Anyway, that is our belly band pockets. It's still cute like that. You can still see a flower. So there's that one. And there's that one. And I'm sure I'll find something to put on here. So let me know down in the comments what you think. And if you like my video, I just ask that you give me a thumbs up and check out my other ones. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, I just invite you to subscribe. And I hope you come back to see me for my next video. And until then, everyone, happy crafting. Bye for now.